Beto O'Rourke is not the only Democrat who is running for Texas governor. You announced your candidacy officially in July of this year. Tell us about.
What I'm seeing is, we're seeing the same people running for office over and over again and not being very successful. My problem is that I'm seeing the same faces. I'm seeing the same, I'm going to say the good old boy system where it's nothing more than men that are running for these positions. Now, that's important. However, about 11 years ago, I lost my daughter to medical malpractice. And it was then when I decided, you know what, I need to do something here, because I tried to sit down at the table and talk to legislative leaders about law, about regulations and things that were placed on the books. And I found that, it was just useless, basically. When I would sit down, try to speak with them, and basically all they could tell me was that there was nothing that we can do. I found that very strange and very heartbreaking, because there's a lot of people out here suffering, and we cannot continue to sit and allow bills and laws to be passed that are not conducive to everybody across the states. And so that was my driving force, is that, their inability, or, just do not want to do something, or just they can't get along with one another and come up with a plan. I felt like, hey, why not put my feet down there, get on the ground, and let me run for this position.
Some people may not be all that familiar with you and your kind of professional and personal background. So catch us up. Tell us a little bit about where you come from, what you've done before you announced your candidacy.
Well, I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm a native Houstonian. I've been here all my life. I have a background in political science and mass communications background. I also have a master's degree in educational administration. Prior to that, I was a small business owner, and I started off doing that once I got out of school. I have my own janitorial maintenance services called Don't Do It Yourself. And so I thought that that's what I wanted to do. Well, after I had my daughter was born with some special needs. So I ended up having to quit my job and ended up going back to the school system. And I taught for 26 years, an educator for 26 years. And I knew still that, hey, it was something about me that these four walls were not going to do. So basically, I knew that there was something I had to do. And I just jumped out there again and said, you know what, let me figure out what I need to do. So I started another nonprofit, and I'm working with a friend of mine where we work with veterans, and we help homeless veterans actually every day find housing, clothing, food. We provide training, gas cards, bus passes, whatever we need to do to get those veterans back into society. So this is what I've been doing. I've been fighting, I guess I could say I've been a teachers union representative when I was a teacher. And so I have a very, I'm going to say, extensive background as it relates to civil and social rights. And that's what I do. I also created the only nonprofit in the country where we assist those that have been harmed by medical error. And with that, what I decided to do was just help any and everybody that I can possibly think of, whether it was nursing homes, whether it was end of life decisions. And that's what I do as well, each and every day, trying to help those that can't help themselves. And so that's what I do on a daily basis. And I tell you, this is what we need. We need the human side of politics right now.
Because Beto's announcement came today, I have to ask you about the news of the day. What do you think about him running for governor here in Texas?
Well, for me, I'm not afraid of a challenge. I mean, if I can go against hospital systems, and if I can go against those that have done so much, I'm really not afraid. I'm ready for a challenge. I'm ready. I mean, I am simply ready. If you give me a chance, I am ready, and I think that I can do it. Matter of fact, I know that I can. And so put me out there too, say we got another candidate. And that's all I'm looking for. We have another candidate that's running for the governor of the state of Texas. Her name is Deirdre Gilbert. And that is all I'm asking for. And guess what? We can run this race with grace, and we're not going to even worry about it. Because I always say, if we sit and we try to figure out what someone else is doing, I think we will be stumped, because we already know what he has, right? We already know what the present governor has. We already know that we got to beat that or meet it. So we can't worry about it. We got to move on, because fear will stump you. And it probably would have probably told me to go home and just shut the door and say, no, I'm not running for office. But I open the door, I see a peak, and I believe that the state of Texas is looking for something different. And that's why I'm going to continue this race.